Lalafele, Manfred Siegler, Greg Goodwin, please can take up the seats here in the front. And then I will hand over to our MC of the day today, which is the Hollywoodbets Club Chairman, Mr. Greg Glossow. And ladies and gentlemen, for security and safety reasons, we have an emergency exit right there behind you, how we came in case of emergency. We will use that exit to exit. And also there's an available door right here, which is also an emergency exit. And for restrooms, if you need the restrooms, they are on the door behind us. On to the left, male and female toilets are available there. Thank you very much. Please take your seats so that we may now carry on with our program for the day. Thank you. Alright, good morning ladies and gents. Everyone to take their seats. Thanks very much, George, for the welcome intro. With all protocols observed, I would like to welcome you to Hollywoodbets Kingsmead, to our members of the media, invited guests, honorary members of the Hollywood Athletics Club, to our KZNA President, Mr. Stephen Kasi, Jessica Cormore, and our elite runner, Gerda Steyn, a very big welcome, and to our Hollywood team and our Hollywoodbets team. The Hollywood Athletics Club is proud to launch this year its 5th annual 10-kilometer in Durban and 2nd in Joburg. It's been a very exciting journey so far, and it's been a very quick start to the year. Dates have been set and we are very excited, and the planning is in full swing. To date, we've already sold over 50% of the entries for the Hollywoodbets Durban 10-kilometer. That will be happening on the 31st of August here at Hollywoodbets Kingsmead, and the Hollywoodbets Joburg 10-kilometer, which will be hosted on the 13th of September at the Wanderers, which entries will be opening soon in the next week. We're also very excited to announce a new partnership with the SABC, who will be our broadcast sponsor of both races. The purpose of the sponsorship is to develop a wider reach for athletics in South Africa, the Hollywoodbets brand, the Hollywood Athletics Club, and for our future races. To talk more about the races this year, let me call up a few people to answer a few questions from myself and from our members of the media. If I can ask Mr. Brett Goodwin, our Hollywood Athletics Club manager, if you can take up a seat on the far left-hand side, great. Mr. Stephen Kasi, President of KZN Athletics, you can sit next to Brett there, perfect. Mr. Manfred Siegler, our Hollywood Athletics Club Elite Manager. Lala Ere, our Senior Club Coordinator, mother of the club. And then it's very hard to say this name without getting a round of applause, but our 2025 Two Oceans and Comrades champion and elite runner for the Hollywood Athletics Club, Gerda Steyn. Brett, representing the Hollywoodbets brand. We've seen the race grow from 750 runners 5 years ago. This year we're aiming for 10,000. What does this mean for the brand and why have we seen this growth?
Thanks so much, Greg. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So in terms of the Hollywoodbets brand, I believe it's doing the simple things right. Going back to basics, ensuring that all our runners, whether they're elite or social, are taken care of, that our runners get a fantastic goodie bag year in and year out. Last year we introduced bucket hats for the first time and we know that they were a resounding success. We are yet to release our 2025 race pack or goodie bag, but I can just assure everyone that it's going to be another fantastic bag for the runners. We make sure that there is entertainment on the day, that the registration is smooth, and runners have a fantastic experience from the moment they enter to the moment that they cross that finish line and put the medal around their neck.
Thanks, Brett. And then our race has moved from Hollywoodbets Kings Park to Hollywoodbets Kingsmead. What has brought about this change and what can we expect?
Change of venue is exciting for us this year. Hollywoodbets has many partners. Hollywoodbets Sharks, so we finished at Hollywoodbets Kings Park last year, but we're also a partner of Hollywoodbets Dolphins, and their home is Hollywoodbets Kingsmead. So we thought we would use these facilities this year. The Comrades Marathon has finished here. They moved down the road closer to Hollywoodbets Kings Park, to People's Park. It's a fantastic environment. The stadium environment creates a massive atmosphere, and we are very excited for this finish line.
Thank you, Brett. You can pass the microphone over to Mr. Mklasi. Steve, thank you for joining us again. Going on last year's numbers, 40% of our entrants last year were temporary licensed runners, which is great. What does this mean for you as president of KZN and for athletics in our province?
Yeah, good morning everyone. Thanks for the opportunity and good morning to the champ. You know, we have a special treat for all of us and a special treat for the champ. Well, the transition of runners from park runs to the 10-kilometer championship is what brings new people to the sport, and we encourage that transition to happen with events that are taking place within the city, Hollywoodbets, the race being one of them, and there's a few others that you may be aware of that are taking place around in the city. But obviously, people want something to what, Brett was saying, they want to put it back. They don't want to enter a race, start to develop a reputation, a group of athletes that only want to run because you offer a good goodie bag. And I think with the move to Kingsmead Cricket Stadium, that's also going to draw a new crowd of people because the facility offers safe parking, and which has been a problem for most race organizers in the province and around the country. The safety of athletes' cars as and when they arrive before they leave for the race.
Well, Steve, I think it's a very important point that it's not just the race and it's not just the technical part that we'll chat to Manfred about now, but that all those different elements of a race are taken care of. Another interesting stat was last year that half of our field was, 50% of our field was female. And that's a number we're trying to focus on in 2025 and to grow our female participation in sport. Your views and thoughts on participation and how can we encourage and grow that number?
Yeah, look, we seem to have a challenge in South Africa in general with athletics that the number of females females outperform in numbers males in the younger generation and in the youth. But as they grow past 10 kilometers, the stats seem to change. So what we are excited about with Hollywoodbets is to have the statistics that we can perhaps compare. We already started last year. We know that about 50% was female, so we want to see what the percentage will be this year, and comparatively see with your competition how their statistics step up. And when one day you decide to have a Hollywood bets 21 kilometers, we want to see how much of those people migrate up to 21 kilometers and eventually to a 42. Because what we find is when you get up to a 42 kilometers, the numbers start to bring in. You start to have less females. And I will talk from the grassroots level. In sub-youth, the under 14s, there's more girls than there are boys. But when they get to youth and junior, the numbers start to balance out. And when you get to seniors, you're starting to see more males than you see females. So one of the things that we've decided to do as KZNA is to come up with a commission or a committee that will be under the Athletes Commission, which will assist to navigate, to help girls navigate the transition from being a girl to a woman, and how to sustain or retain that position right at the top so the numbers can balance. Our population says we have more women than we have men. So it doesn't make sense why in competitions you can't have more women than you have men. So we appreciate that Hollywood is keeping the stats, and we hope together working with you, we will monitor the stats and see how many of the people that were in the youth or sub-youth are able to migrate up to the 10 kilometer. And hopefully the next number will be a women-specific race from Hollywood. I mean, there's space in the calendar. We definitely appreciate another one.
Thank you, Mr. Mkasi. I see a couple of smiles from the Hollywood Athletics Club team. If you could pass that microphone to Mr. Siegler, I'm going to pass that question to him, but not so much about a women's specific race, but the possibility of perhaps adding in a half marathon into the Hollywood Bets series in the future.
You just made me smile. And Steve, is there a date available for us? Can we have a date now for the women's race?
50%.
Yeah, Greg, it would be very exciting. We're obviously seeing how road running in South Africa has grown over various different distances. Comets obviously is the big one. But if you look at the different road races around the country and the different series, what an impact that's made on South African road running, whether you an elite runner or a social runner or even a park runner, it's made a big difference. And if we are looking at expanding the series, which I'd really love us to look at, is let's do something different. Let's not do another 10K series or another or we do a 5K series. Let's do something different, and the half marathon would fit that. And there is on the calendar, and on the national calendar, there is a need for a very, very competitive half marathon from the front end. But road running is all about the experience. It's not just about running fast times. It's not just about who gets the big prize money. It's also the experience on the day. And Greg was talking about the goodie bag and so on. That's part of the experience. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Hollywoodbets 10K series has been so successful. It's because of the experience. And if we create that experience in the half marathon, there's no reason why we can't get the numbers. We can't get the athletes to come and run.
Absolutely, and take those 10 to 21, as Steve was saying. Talking about the front of the race, from a technical perspective, we've had to change our route very slightly from last year with the change of finish venue. What can we expect this year from a technical race, and are the records going to fall?
Well, the course doesn't change. We're still able to make use of the same fast, furious, flat course that we have in the past. The only changes the start and the finish. And the finish would be down there in this spectacular setup of Hollywoodbets Kingsmead. And what a spectacular finish it's going to be. So logistically, not much is going to change. We'll obviously have to do a remeasurement of the route just get the kilometre markers right and so on. But if you're looking for a fast time, this course is the fast one. If you're looking for an experience, 31 of August, I'd like to see you here.
Thank you, Mr. Siedler. Anything on the route for Joburg at the moment? Has that been finalised? What are we looking at for our Joburg 10K 13th of September?
So we're obviously looking at the venue wonders, DP wonders. Last year's route was tough. That area is tough. You're not going to get a fast route in that part of Joburg. But with the start and finish being at the wonders, we're able to make a few changes to the route, and it will be an easier route. And yes, it will incorporate the 5K as for our Durban Race, and along the same lines, the 5 kilometre will be on the same route as the 10 kilometre.
Perfect. Thanks, Mr. Siedler. If you can pass that microphone on to Lala. Lala, our senior club coordinator, has been with the club for 6 years. You've seen the growth, you've seen us from the first race. What has this growth meant to you, and what has been the driver behind the growth of the race?
Thank you, Greg. For 5 years, no, ngizo success, lo sengibona with the Hollywoodbets Club. Kumnandi ukubona iklab ikhula ne-race ikhula. Ngiyakhumbula nje ngisaqala ukuqashwa khona. Ngiyakhumbula uMr. Shandu ngelinye ilanga wake washo ukuthi ayikho into yokuba mnandi njengokuthi sibe ne-race yethu. And then uqala kwethu ngo-2021 saqala ngesikhathi se-COVID, and ngiyakhumbula kwakuthiwa asibe nabantu abawu-500 kwi-race, but we ended up sibe nabantu close to 1,000 for our first race. Njengoba sesikhulile-ke namhlanje sesikwazi nokuthi sithagethe ukuthi sithole abantu more than 8,000. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi lokho nje kakhulu kuyimpumelelo thina.
I would like to translate what Lala has said to the English-speaking people in the room. Lala joined the club 6 years, she has mentioned, and Morgan Chandu, which is the Hollywoodbets Club president, did say that it won't be an easy journey, and the growth of this race and its inception has been something amazing, and she's proud to see it develop to what it is right now, from just 1,000 runners to now 8,000. She's played a very crucial role in developing that with the support from the club, and yeah, that's it.
And then one more for you, Lala. We are very much a social club as well as we are an elite club. Our elite numbers are very large. What does a race like this mean? I know we heard from Stephen Cassie and everyone spoke about the goodie bag, but for our social runners, what does a race like this mean? What does the Hollywoodbets Durban and Joburg 10 kilometre mean to them, and what can they experience on the day?
Kuma social runners, ama-race anjenge-Hollywoodbets 10K awezi kakhulu for ukuthi azoreyisa. Kahle kahle asuke edinga nje ukujabula nokuthola i-experience. So enye futhi enye indlela engicabanga ukuthi ikhulisa kakhulu i-membership ye-club. Ama-races ethu adlale indima enkulu for ukuthi sithole i-membership, njengalokhu for i-KZN nje alone. This year besikade sicelebrate ukuthi sinama-runners more than 2,000 e-KZN kuphela. So ngicabanga ukuthi kungwenxa yomthelela wale race. Nase-Joburg futhi siyabona ukuthi i-club iyakhula after silontshe i-race futhi khona. So ama-social runners mina ngiyakholelwa-ke kuwona ngoba ba-abantu if kuwukuthi ubaphathe kahle wabanika lento abayifunayo okuba ubumnandi nokunakekelwa, bayahlala labo bantu. Ngisho ukuthi ama-elite athletes anginandaba nawo hayi ku-right ukuba nawo, kodwa-ke awahlali isikhathi esiningi. Uma-ke wawathembisa u-50 rand more ayashiya, kanti ama-social runners wona bawubanika ubumnandi nje uqedile. That is why-ke as i-Hollywood Athletics Club ngenza sure as a social runner myself ngiyazi ukuthi i-social runner idingani. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Lala. She has touched on the note that a race such as the Hollywoodbets Durban 10 kilometers is a race that doesn't come all the time in a calendar year. And this race has contributed to the growth of social runners in the club this year, as we've reached a landmark in our numbers here in KZN and also within Gauteng. So she mentioned that the experience that is given to the social runners is the most important thing. Not that she doesn't care about the elite runners that do participate. Yes, they do make up the race, but they, not to quote her out of context, but they are not loyal individuals. If you offer them 50 rand more, they are gone. So she's just more focused on the social runner element, because those are the people whom we rely on to make the race a success. And she strongly believes that the growth of the race has had a huge contribution to the growth in the club numbers. As she's mentioned that we've also exceeded over 2,500 runners within KZN alone, and she contributes that to the success and the development and growth of this race. So that is from Sis Lala, and to everybody in attendance. She is obviously called the mother of the club because of the contribution that she has given in bringing all the runners in, and she's the one who's responsible for taking care of it. I just wanted to make that note as our chairman called her the mother. Thank you.
Thank you, George, for your help. Thank you, Lala. Gerda, welcome again. Mr. Mkasi is very right. Special greeting to you. On Saturday, you attended the Hollywoodbets Durban July, and you saw what kind of event that the Hollywoodbets team can put together. What will you be hoping come race day? Any particular goal? Was this a build-up towards anything? And are we going to be seeing you at Durban or at the Joburg Hollywoodbets 10K?
Good morning, everybody here attending today. It's such a pleasure to be here myself as well. I feel I need no special greetings or introduction this morning. I'm just pleased to be here. I'm pleased to represent the runners who will be lining up for the amazing Hollywoodbets 10-kilometer race in Durban on the 31st of August. I remember when I ran the Hollywood 10 kilometers in 2023, I was just blown away by the entire experience from start to finish. At the time, I was not even part of the Hollywood Athletics Club yet. However, I was completely just taken away with the entire experience. And for me, I just want to see many runners have a similar experience when they enter the Hollywood 10 kilometer. I don't think it's always that easy for general runners, or perhaps a different kind of runner, to resonate to athletes who just targeting real long ultra distances. There's a hunger and a need and a desire from so many other runners to be a part of the running community and to take part in something that is more within their own framework and their own reach. And I think that is where the Hollywood 10 kilometer fills that gap. It brings runners with all sorts of abilities together, and we can all line up for the same distance. Myself as an ultra runner, as a professional runner, can line up for a 10 kilometer with someone who's never done even 10 kilometers in their lives. And that to me is what makes this specific race special. I think also everybody knows that any runner of any ability is always welcome at the Hollywood Athletics Club. When they put on an event, they will not just be thinking about Gerda, who's running the race. They will be thinking of every single person who's got their entry and who wants to cross the finish line as well. So I have no expectations other than to just see this experience grow from when I last attended the race 2 years ago. I'm very excited to see how many runners will enter the race. I have no doubt it will fill up because word will get out, and word of mouth will also, people will understand what an amazing experience it is. So I also feel like as an athlete, but hopefully I can contribute to the success of the race in some way, in some part, perhaps inspire more runners, invite more runners to be a part of this. But also I have full gratitude for the race and the race organisers who put so much attention into the race. An athlete is nothing without a platform or a platform to perform on. If there's no platform for me to race, there's no place for me to showcase my hard work or my talent. And therefore, I just want to show my gratitude to everyone involved in organising this event, thinking about crossing the T's and dotting the I's to make sure that every single runner has an amazing experience here.
Heather, thank you. Yes, there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes. It has been happening already for the last 2 to 3 months. The bent notes are out from last year, learning from what we did, what we want to improve on. So yeah, we are in full swing in the organising, and there are a lot of people currently working on it. You also spoke a lot about getting everybody from different walks of life across the line and online on our social media at the moment. We've got a program from Carlo Molinaro. I encourage the participants to go and follow that program. You know, the guidance is there to make sure that the 10 kilometers is an enjoyable experience. Last question, yesterday you joined us in another new partnership with Pantani as part of development. And it's just another launch and another avenue that the Hollywood Athletics Club is going down. What are your feelings about the development in that journey and being part of that launch yesterday?
It was a real experience to be part of the announcement of Hollywood Hollywood just giving a helping hand to an area in the country where there is an obvious need, which is the development of athletes. I've always thought about the development in South Africa as a very, very difficult area to try and tackle. I am 100% convinced that in our country we have got so much talent that is just never unearthed, that is just never seen or never given the opportunity to guide, first to spot the talent, and then of course to give guidance and making sure that that talent is actually made into something, made into to coming to the surface and giving opportunities to athletes to really see how athletics and specifically distance running and road running, also track running, can change their lives. To see Hollywood just helping and doing their best to help an area like the development is really a wonderful thing to see. I think the Hollywood Athletics Club has been running for a few years now and established themselves as one of the strongest and most growing clubs in South Africa. And with that also comes a bit of not a bit of a responsibility, a huge responsibility to try and give back to the community and try to not just take care of the existing runners, but really making sure that we invest in the future of running and in the future of athletics in South Africa, and to see how important that part is to the club that I represent. It is an honor, and I wish them the best, and I really can't wait to see what comes from this partnership and what grows from this investment that you've put in today.
Thank you very much. I'm going to open up questions to our guests and members of the media. If we could do a show of hands.
Questions, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not sure if the media will prefer one-on-ones after this. Some questions maybe. I'd like to hand over to Tazia from the top runner. Thank you.
Let me ask this question for the top athletes. Prize money, any changes this year?
Prize money is the same as last year, so the winner is 37,500. So no change in the prize money, but still the richest standalone 10-kilometer race in the country.
Manfred, while you're on stage, maybe one thing we did not touch on, elite runners we can expect to see this year. We know we have Naheng, who won it for the ladies' race, and we had Tapelo, who took it in the men's race. Can we see them returning? Is there any other new fast runners that the club has targeted to bring down to Durban? Thank you.
So we are obviously in conversation with a number of runners, which will be released as they are confirmed. Our top athletes, amongst them Neheng, the defending champion, obviously will be back. Remember, 23, we also had Sean winning it, running for our club as well. But in terms of who has confirmed, that's still to be released. We are still finalising that list. Having said that this is a very fast course and is a very rich course, you can expect big names.
Thank you. Ladies and gents, to our panel, thank you very much for making yourselves available today to be up for our race launch. And yeah, a very big thank you to everyone. Please follow our social media. Entries are still, we are 50% sold for the Hollywoodbets Durban 10 kilometer, and entries for the Hollywoodbets Joburg 10 kilometer will be opening up in the next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hold on.